Hello again, it's Hannan from SortMyBooks, and I know we're talking today to retail and hospitality specifically, and we know that this situation hasn't affected all of us equally. It has really given a hammering to retail and hospitality in particular, and that's why we're looking at specifically for supports for you. But what I will say is that I hope you all know we really miss you. And we can't wait until it's safe for you to be back in business again and that we can be out enjoying your establishments once more. So we're just going to look now at the supports that are available to you. There's plenty of training opportunities as well, and we'll look at there's some additional information available that we're going to run through as well. So the first thing is that to make sure that you're availing of the supports out there. So the local enterprise office has mentors available. So if there's a specific issue that you're facing, you can go to the enterprise board. And what I mean by specific issue, I mean, is it, is your biggest priority financial? Is it marketing? Is it getting your business online? So whatever is your, let's say, go and have a chat with the local enterprise office. You can discuss your situation with them, and they will pair you with the mentor with expertise in that specific area that you want to discuss. And the Small Firms Association, I've put the link here. They also are offering free mentoring right now. And I think it's 5 free hours of mentoring. And I would go and sign up without delay because I believe they have only a finite amount available. And then I'm just going to end my slideshow here. So forgive my awkward transitions here, but I wanted to show you these documents. There's a business support helpline, and it is all these organizations here are behind it. It'll be staffed from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Now, all these documents that I'm showing you, there will be a document with a link to these at the end, so you will have access to all of these. And then there's this document as well, this Return to Work Safely Protocol document, which has some very useful information in it also. So I'll go back now to my slideshow, and the next thing I want to talk to you about is training supports. Obviously, you found the local enterprise office's website, and you found this webinar, and you must have seen they also have other training programs available as well. They're all free at the moment, and they're all being delivered online. I would get in early because they do book up quickly, but there's some really useful programs on there. The ETB, normally the ETB only offers their courses free for unemployed, but at the moment they have opened their entire repertoire for free to all of us. So there's again some really good stuff on there that it's well worth checking out. The next one is the skill nets. There's 3 skill nets here in Kerry alone. You also are possibly connected to a skill net with your own industry. If there's training that you've wanted to do and it can be delivered safely, it could be specific for your business. You can contact like I said, the key thing is that the trainer is able to deliver it safely, like we are now, that it's able to be delivered online. You can contact the SkillNet, and you can ask them if they're able to support it. Now, usually they will be able to support at least 25%, and right now they might even be able to offer a little bit more than that. Now, I'm going to show you some websites here that the first one I want to talk about is Retail Excellence. Excuse me. So the members of Retail Excellence have told me that they find this to be a really useful organization. And if you go just on their homepage, right there, they have their COVID-19 support hub. and they have listed here the webinars they've run and information all relating to retail. And I've found, for example, that they even have things on negotiating with your landlords, you know, even sample letters. So they have some phenomenal information there. And like I said, just from their members themselves have told me that they find them to be a really valuable organization. The next one I want you to look at here is Fáilte Ireland. I'm sure you've already been on their website, but just in case, again, some really good information here. They have a specific support hub, and then they have links to recordings of all the webinars that they've already run, and then to show you what webinars are coming up in the future. So there's some really excellent supports there online. And if we go back here to the next thing I want to talk to you about is, you'll hear more about this from Sean Kavanagh. He's our next speaker. He's an accountant. He's going to talk to you about cash flow, projecting your cash flow up to the year end. After that, we'll have Martin Ryan, and Martin Ryan is going to talk to you about loans, financial supports available, and how to get them. And what they'll both tell you is that it's never been more critical to have your finances up to date. And what I mean by that is your in-house bookkeeping, that your in-house bookkeeping information is bang up to date, and that you know exactly where you stand. Now, some of you may be already way ahead of the game, so forgive me if I'm banging on about something that you're already on top of. So I guess I'm talking to the people for whom this might be a challenge. And if the only thing you have is the last set of audited accounts that your accountant provided, as we know, that's well out of date by now, and it's a completely different picture now. It's very difficult to base. You can't base this year on last year. So what you need is a record of what you've done this year to date. And so if there's someone out there saying, you know, I'm not a numbers person, this stuff scares me, you know, you are though, because you're in business. So that means that you do know about making money. So I'm gonna call you out on that. So what I'm talking about for finances up to date, having an up-to-date profit and loss for your business, having an up-to-date balance sheet. And so I'm going to simplify these because that's all we really need at this point. We need something simple. So for the profit and loss, what we need to look at is, what are the sales? And you're not going to have VAT on them, you're ex-VAT. So what are the sales for the current accounting year to date? We're going to subtract our cost of sales. Again, we're going to take the VAT off. We want net values for all of these. We're going to subtract your overheads, so your light and heat, rent, etc. And that is going to equal your profit or your loss for the year to date. So if we go ahead then and we look at a balance sheet, what I mean by a balance sheet, we're going to look at your current assets. So assets would include any cash you have on hand, cash you have in the bank, and any debtors that are out there to collect. So I am aware that I'm talking to retail and hospitality, so you may not have any debtors. So there may not be, it would be unusual enough for a retailer to have debtors. Hospitality, there might be some tours out there that still owe you money. And I'm assuming that you're on top of that, collecting that. So I've just put it in as an example of an asset, but I am aware it may not relate to you. The only thing you may have as regards current assets is literally what is the cash on hand and what is any cash in the bank. So then we're going to look at your liabilities. So that would be overdrafts, let's say, well, only if it's due to be paid immediately. Creditors, so people that you owe money to, your suppliers, any short-term loans if they're due now, and taxes. But as Sean will say on the next presentation, some of those taxes can be deferred. So hopefully you don't have to pay those right now. So that would mean your current assets minus your current liabilities would equal your current liquidity, or what is your current position as regards money on hand. So if this is something you've struggled with and that now you have time And I am aware, I'm assuming that you have time when I do know people are homeschooling or your children are home with you. So you might actually be struggling for time. But if you do have time right now and this is something that you need to take care of, that you have not got a decent in-house bookkeeping system, it could be, if this is something you've always struggled with, it is likely that all you need is a system to help you get organized, a simple system to help you get organized. So what we're offering is a free 60-day full working version of Sort My Books, and it is available free for 60 days from when you sign up for it. So you're able to sign up online. It's a cloud-based system. And what we're saying is, it's not that you're limited to putting in 60 days of information. You have 60 days to use it in its entirety. So if you can whack in the whole year of records, good for you. I'd be delighted. It means you're actually working and using it. So it will allow you to enter in your data for the current accounting year to date, and that will give you those up-to-date figures. And when you have those figures, it gives you that control, and you feel in, if right now things are scary and you're not sure what's happening, and then you don't have up-to-date information, that makes everything even more terrifying. If you get control over the information, over exactly what your financial position is, it just gives you a little bit of peace of mind, that at least you have clarity on where you're going, what's happening. Again, there is self-guided information. This will all be in the links that I'm going to share with you. So that was just a very quick roundup. You'll have more information from my colleagues coming up, from Sean and Martin in particular, are focused also on the finance area. And so I hope that was helpful. And like I said, we can't wait for all of you to be back in business, and looking forward to seeing you soon.